What is up, everyone? What's good? What's going on? Somebody tell me a story. I'll let some people join the stream. I'm gonna go look for a place to sit down. I just randomly said, look, I want to do a live stream right now, so I'm gonna do a live stream. Let's go skate. What's going on, man? I'm gonna have to go like find a quiet, chill spot. One second. I think I'm just gonna go inside here. Actually, I think that'll work. Let's go inside. Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Cool. This works. This is pretty cool. All right, what's going on, everyone? What is up? Gosh, this freaking skateboard. What is up? What is up? What is up? What part of Australia you're in? I'm in Melbourne. I actually have to, sorry, I gotta get situated. This was so spontaneous. There's something I gotta do really fast before I go back inside because I don't want people to see what I have. I gotta like stash it. It's like a big bottle of wine. You're not supposed to have wine here. You find any good weed dealers in Aussie yet? No. Like I don't think people sell weed here or something. Like, you know, usually in cities you walk down the street in certain areas, like certain party areas, and people will offer you, but I haven't had anything like that here. I think there is there's a hippie area that I'm gonna go to a little bit later, but I'm just not there yet. Maybe next week I'll head towards that direction, but we'll see how it goes from there. Can you guys hear me? How are you? I'm okay. It's been, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna be honest, you guys. This trip has been, it's been very different. It's been very different. I'm not really meeting like any really cool people around here. Majority of the people that I meet are people from other countries that are just living here, you know, and it's just a very, very different experience, you know. I'm not really meeting like I mean, everybody's a traveler, but I'm not meeting the same type of travelers that I meet in other countries. Pretty much everybody that I meet here are people who like come here for like a 1-year visa, and they're just here to work. So they're not, they're just in a whole different mindset, you know. I mean, they're backpackers, but they're not the same. They're not the same backpackers that I meet in other places in the world. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, what have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of skating around. I'm trying to link up with some skaters here in Melbourne, but I guess there's no meetup going on. And people told me that like you should create your own event. And I was thinking about creating my own event, but then at the same time, like, what route would we take? You know what I mean? Like, I've been taking my own routes recently, but I don't know. There's no like I haven't heard of any like any group events going on, so I kind of don't want to just start one, you know. Yeah, it's very isolated, and one thing I will say, one thing that really sticks out about Australia more than any other country I've been to is there are rules for everything, just like there are in every other country in the world I've been to. But it's like the rules are like they literally make no sense. Like right now, there's a sign right here that says no alcohol permitted from 9 p.m. to 10 a.m. And then there's another sign right here, no alcohol permitted from 9 p.m. to 10 a.m. And there's a sign here that says, please use handrail when on the steps. And there's another sign that says, please use handrail when on steps. Like, it's like, really? Are these people like retarded or something? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm just noticing like little stuff like that. Like, you'll see a sign that says no drinking. And it's like, okay. Once I tried to get into a bar, okay? Not a club, bar. And the guy asked me, have you been drinking? And I said, yeah, I just had like a glass of wine. He said, no, you can't come in because you've been drinking. And I'm thinking, I mean, I'm not drunk. Like, I just left the restaurant, had a glass of wine, and I can't go into the bar. Like, it's just really, some of the rules are just really weird here. Like, I don't get that one. Like, if I'm going out, I'm probably going to be going out to drink. So that means that I have to, I don't know, like I said, I don't get it. It's a very, very unusual place. Kangaroo burger. No kangaroo burgers. I haven't seen any kangaroos. Yeah, I would have to say life seems like it's very strict, but to a certain degree. To a certain degree. For example, this place that I'm staying in now, it's there. Oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna make a video probably after this live stream. I'm gonna make a video talking about the places that I've stayed at here in Australia because, guys, some of these places are like really bad. Like, real. The other place I stayed in, it had so many cockroaches, right? When I first checked in, and this wasn't even the cheapest place, this is like a normal place. I was sitting down and a cockroach was like crawling and I like freaked out, right? And like everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. They're like, it's just a cockroach. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not used to fucking cockroaches like just crawling around, you know? Apparently everyone else is. So after staying there for 3 days, I got accustomed to the cockroaches. Like, there's cockroaches crawling next to me and I'm just like, yeah, what's up? I bet you pay your rent too, you know? I think it was like $27 a night, that place. The hostels are not really that expensive. They're anywhere from like maybe $15 to like $35 a night. I'm definitely not gonna say the name of any hostels that I'm staying in because literally all of them are at the bottom of my list of like most shittiest places I've ever stayed in the world. So I'm not gonna say like any other names because I don't want to like say anything bad about them, but then I also definitely don't want to promote them. But I don't want to be negative. One thing I will say about Melbourne, oh my gosh, the buildings are insane. They are so freaking beautiful and so tall. They just back and forth. And then the ones that are not even tall, because I've just been skating around like all day. They have the coolest buildings for any city I've ever been to in the world. Even top in Singapore. Now, I've never been to Dubai, and of course I would imagine Dubai would have cooler buildings, and I've never been to mainland China. I imagine that China will probably have really, really cool and taller buildings. But yeah, Melbourne has really, really, really sick buildings. What else? Pricing. Things, like before coming to Australia, I heard from so many people that Australia is so expensive. It's so expensive. So you're gonna spend $300 a day. And I'm like, really? I'm literally spending less money in Australia than I was spending in South Africa. Now, I must point something out. Australia is much more expensive than South Africa. Oh, peace out. Peace out. South Africa is much more expensive. No, Australia is much more expensive than South Africa. But I feel that, like, I can't explain why it's like why it's cheaper for some reason. Like, maybe because of the skateboarding, I'm not taking any Ubers. Maybe because I've been sleeping a lot here. Like, I've been basically in bed like 12 hours a day. Because it's, like I said, I'm kind of bored, you know? Like, honestly, I'm kind of bored. Like, I've got so much stuff knocked out, like, with YouTube and editing. And I think I figured out the problem why my videos got stuck. But, yeah. Other things about Australia, people, like, the few Australians that I've met, because I really haven't met that many Australians, majority of the people I've met are, I'm going to say this in just 1 second when this guy walks by. Majority of the people that I've met, like just traveling, are, like, I I'm just gonna say this. They are like I've literally met more lunatics on this trip than I've ever have on any trip. Like literally on any trip. Like, oh my gosh, last night I was talking to this girl at the hostel, and I was actually surprised that she even talked to me, because a lot of people like live like at a lot of the hostels, so, and a lot of people work here. So like at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you'll see all these people come in with like uniforms on, you know, construction uniforms, and you know, I work here, I work there. And I was talking to this girl, and she was such a fucking whack job, yo. And she just kept talking on and on and on. And the only thing she had to say was like just, my life is this way, and my life is this way. And I was like, okay, how long have you been traveling? Oh, I've been in Australia for a year. And I was thinking, maybe you should just like go to Southeast Asia or something. Maybe just go to another country for like a week or two. And then it was so many reasons why she couldn't do that. Like, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that, and I lost it. And I'm just like, man. And that like wasn't the first person that I met that was just like crazy, yo. At this hostel right here, there's a guy that is like, I guess he works in the kitchen. And he like stares constantly all the time. Like, and it's sometimes it's like this, and sometimes it's like staring at me like this, and I notice. So once I was in the kitchen was completely packed. I saw him like just staring at me and just staring at me. Well, what's up, Ashley? I saw him just staring at me, staring at me, and I said, I just went up to him really, really loud. This guy is like laughing at me because he sees I'm like live streaming. He comes up to me. Now I walk up to him and I was like, hey, I noticed that you've been staring at me a lot. I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Jermaine. I'm from the United States. Where are you from? And he was just, I guess he didn't think like I would be, I guess he didn't think I'd have enough I guess he didn't think I had big enough balls to say something to him. And he just turned around and like walked away. And it's like every single time he sees me, he just stares. And it's just so freaking awkward, yo. It's so freaking, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, like. Other things about Australia, okay, number one, there's like no black people here. Not at all, like none. But something else I should really point out, that a lot of times when I'm in San Francisco, when I'm in certain places, I notice that people are afraid of me. You know, I can see fear in people's eyes, like especially in just certain places. Like they see me, I'm a black dude, and they're just afraid. I have not had that experience, not once here in Australia. I haven't had that, like, not one time, like, not once. So I think that's pretty awesome. That says a lot about, you know, this country and people, that they're just not like people in San Francisco. But I haven't had that problem, like, not once here. People seem to be, Australians seem to be pretty friendly. Now in Sydney, oh my gosh, I met a lot of assholes in Sydney, but Sydney is like a big city for the most, it's like a big freaking city for the most part, but Melbourne's a pretty big city too. Do strangers try to talk to you? Strangers don't try to talk to me at all. No, like no one comes up and talks to me. People will talk about the skateboard, like if I'm out riding, but no one talks about it. Yeah, I would have to say, out of every country I've been to, this is the weirdest country. And this is a country that I would not recommend for a first-time backpacker. And that's kind of horrible to say because it's an English-speaking country. It's very easy to get around. It's very, it's very similar to the U.S. Like, very, very similar to the U.S. But just, you know, like I say, like I wouldn't just really recommend it because I've been here for like, 16 days and I really haven't, I've had fun, but it's been kind of like, how many more days do I have left here? Oh, okay. How many more hours do I have left here? Oh, okay. How many more minutes do I have? Okay. It's kind of like, I'm kind of bored. Maybe Northern Australia is interesting. So I'm going to hit to Northern Australia in a little bit, in a couple of days. Did you see any weird insects? A lot of cockroaches. A lot of freaking cockroaches, yo. If y'all think we got cockroaches in America, yo, they got some for real cockroaches around here. Australia is an amazing country. It still is an amazing country, and like, dude, I'm telling you, like, Melbourne is such a beautiful city. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's very, very clean. A lot of the vegan restaurants that I've been going to, now this is something I should point out. A lot of the vegan restaurants that I go to, they obviously know I'm not from here because they've never seen me, and like, what random black dude go to like vegan restaurants. So everyone's like, oh, where you from? Like, every vegan restaurant I've been to, people have been like super nice, yo. But probably because they're like, we know that you're not from here, you know? And then, how did you find this vegan restaurant, you know? Like, Vegan Hut is a restaurant that I've been going to quite a bit here. And they have vegan huts. I've been to Vegan Hut in about 10 other countries around the world. What up, Alex? I'm just telling everyone how freaking bored I am and how, you know, Australia is like, kind of like America. It's very clean, but in Sydney, I haven't seen any cockroaches here in Melbourne. I haven't seen any here. Sydney was where the cockroaches were. Like, cause Sydney's very humid, and when there's a lot of humidity, cockroaches like humidity. Well, I think it's the humidity that does it. Someone asked how many countries I've been to. This country 50. Why is it weird? You didn't explain. Why is what weird? Or why is Australia weird? Well, it's just, I don't know. I've just never met so many weirdos, yo, in one place, like ever. Like any place I've ever been to in the world. Like just super weirdos. And like, yeah, I mean, hands down. What would make Australia less boring? I don't know, if I met like normal people, maybe. Not people that didn't like come here just to work. I still got some time to go. Oh gosh, cigarettes. 1 second, I'm gonna like split. You think you can't imagine weirdos? I'm gonna go upstairs here. I'm like running from a cigarette. Okay, cool. I'll just chill here for a second. Bondi. So I went to Bondi. And I went there, and it was really nice. It was really hot, but like I went alone, and I didn't really. I mean, I met a subscriber on the beach, and I kind of hung out on the beach for a little bit, and that was Bondi. So I think now I've got used to the time change. Somebody is smoking weed like crazy up here. It smells so good. Alex is in the chat, right? Darwin is where the black indigenous people mainly live. Like, everybody keeps telling me to go see the indigenous people, and I kind of came here to skateboard, you know? Like, I will, like, possibly see. Like, I'm not trying to go too far off the beaten path. I'm just gonna keep it real, because like, it's like some countries. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, some places. I'm just not even gonna explain it anymore. Go get a hit. I don't know. They're like a bunch of like construction workers. How long do you think you'll keep the dreads? I think I'm just gonna keep them, yo. I'm gonna keep rocking them. Maybe too soon, but where is the next destination? Possibly Canada. I'm talking to a company now, and I'm trying to get them to hook me up with like, nothing. I'll talk about it later, but maybe Canada and then South Africa later. What part of Canada are you from? Australians are a lot like people in South Africa. I don't think so. Like I thought people in South Africa were pretty chill. I thought people. Oh, Toronto. Gotta see Tokyo. I'll go to Tokyo for sure. There's 93 of y'all in here. So I'm in Queensland now. Melbourne is in Queensland, right? I mean, I think the reason why, well, one thing that's really popular here is surfing in the beach, and I'm not really a surfer. So I think if I was into surfing, it would be different because I could just be by the beach surfing all the time, but I'm not really into surfing. And I want to make skateboard videos too, so that's kind of why I'm in the city. Anyway, I love cities, yo. Like, you're not gonna get any freaking vegan food when you leave the city in Australia. You're only gonna get like kangaroo burgers and stuff like that. Yeah, so I did hear about the weed smoking city in Australia, and I will go there. Maybe I'll go there next week, actually. Oh, Melbourne's in Victoria. So Queensland, is that north of... Is that like Brisbane? Is that Queensland? Well, the thing about... I haven't really met that many Australians for the most part. Like, majority, like, everybody I meet is from like Europe or like South America. And people just come here to work. So I really haven't really seen that many Australians. And then the ones that I do meet are like, at stores or restaurants, Like I was in the library earlier. Because I was skating, and I literally go to the libraries to charge because you can, charge for free instead of going to a Starbucks where, you have to buy something, or maybe there's no plug available, or, there's just no Starbucks around because there's not a lot of Starbucks here. So I've been going to libraries, and the libraries have a really fast internet. So it's cool. Like I can surf the web and charge the board at the same time for free. So that's kind of nice. So I did meet a couple Australians in the library, and like I say, like the Australians are pretty chill people. I did meet a handful of like asshole Australians in Sydney, but definitely there's a different vibe in Melbourne. It seems to be way more like relaxed, way more chilled out. But it just seems like a lot of foreigners, like just a lot of foreigners, like basically the hostel I'm staying in. I woke up this morning at like 7, and there was no one in the room because everyone went to work. So it's not like going to Thailand where everybody is just like traveling. No, like people come here to work, yo. Like that's what they do. They don't come here to have fun. How is the coverage out here? The internet is freaking really good and it's cheap. At least in the cities. I don't know about outside the cities. So for $10 I got 35 gigabytes worth of data, and it's fast data. Like fast data. Why you guys think there's YouTube videos every day? Because like I can upload videos because the internet's not shit. Like a lot of countries, the internet can be like really, really bad. Not many Australians are there all in London. Maybe they're like backpacking around the world or something like that. Yeah, I've been to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was so much better than Australia, I would say. But also Hong Kong is like I can't really compare a city to a country. So you heard people saying that Australians don't like immigrants or visitors. I can't tell because this country's full of immigrants. So I think some of the Australian internet's fast, but like majority of it's probably not. Yeah, everybody says Melbourne's better than Sydney. But then most people I talk to say that the cities are crap and you have to go to like, everywhere else. You went to the Congo? I'm cool on the Congo, y'all. Yeah, I'll check out north. I tried to go down south to meet up with some skaters, but there's like none here. So South Africa, like the 20th of, I don't know. This I don't want to say, but I get 20th of March. So I guess I already said it. Life is short. Jump on a plane. All right, give me a couple days. So, yeah, you visit New Zealand, but not Australia. How is the weather right now? Maybe it's like 15. No, it's like about 60 degrees. I'm speaking in Celsius here. Are you planning on going on an actual Outback? No. The reason why I'm not going to do an Outback is because so far this trip has been like this. So, do I really want to do an Outback and still be by myself in the middle of nowhere and can't skateboard and can't eat vegan food and can't, no, don't want to do that. Nope, sorry. I mean, maybe if I had a different experience, but up until now, I'm thinking like, will it be the same, Like, so I don't think I'm going to do the Outback. I'll probably like go to the hippie town and like go there and then hit up Brisbane. And then there's a couple places in between Brisbane and Sydney that I'd probably want to stop at. Remember that video where you're out there randomly popped up in the Sahara Desert? That was awesome. Yeah. How about going to China? Actually, I'm talking to a company about going to Iran. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting, right? I'm from California, living in Melbourne. Let's hang out. What do you want? Where you at? Let's go party. I got a bottle of wine in my backpack and a skateboard. I can go right over to you. As long as you're not more than, 8 kilometers away. How is Australia? I mean, but for the most part, it's not bad because, it's definitely not bad because believe me, I've been to countries where, I've been hungry. I've been to countries where people stare at me all the time because I'm black. I've been to countries where, the weather has just been crap the whole time. So it's not like I don't want to make it seem like it's the worst place in the world, but maybe I'm just not having the best time. I got that dank too. Let's hang out, yo. Where you want to meet up at? You from California? Where's the down under women? Yo. I don't know, man. I haven't met any chicks here. Bottom line. Bottom line, yo. South Africa was a whole different story. But here, nobody wants to talk to me, yo. Tinder does not work. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Nobody wants to talk to me. It's weird. No, I'm not drinking soda, but I do have a bottle of wine in my backpack. Yo, what happened to this dude that says he lives in Melbourne, but he's from California? When are you traveling to China? Maybe after, the tariffs and all that stuff cool off. But not for now. $104 watching. Oh, he's lying. He's not really here. So I really haven't taken public transportation that much. So I did take one train. No, two trains. I attempted to go to the skateboard meetup, and I got halfway there, and it was so freaking hot that I got back on the train and went back to Sydney. I was like, look, life's too short for this heat. It was I think it was like 96 degrees at like 7:30 p.m. Jermaine, you smoke, headed to Melbourne Monday. I no, I do I smoke? I'm probably leaving Melbourne on Monday. Yes, somebody give your homeboy Jermaine some thumbs up. Yo, do I still have my cool wheel? It's at Heather's house in Southern California. It gets 120 degrees. That is freaking miserable. If it got that hot out here, I wouldn't even go outside, yo. Oh, I totally get what you're saying. Like you lived in New York and you thought it was boring. I think yeah, it's like the same thing. But the weird thing, go meet some girls at the club. Like what? Go to the club by myself? Like I don't want to go to. I won't even get in. Like it's not like the U.S. You can't just go up to a club by yourself. Like they're not gonna let you in, You gotta like be with people. Which airlines that you leave? What airline? I used Fiji Air, and honestly, I didn't really like the food on Fiji Air that much. And they also like completely messed up my order. Like they didn't like right after I booked the flight, I called the airlines and requested like, the vegan meal, and they didn't even put it in. So the vegan meal that they did serve me on the plane was like it wasn't all vegan. Like it wasn't. I mean, I'm cool with it because it was a good flight and I got to drink a lot on the second flight. But I don't know, service was not that great. I would say. LA kangaroo meat. Haven't seen any kangaroos yet though. That's why you should have taken me. We would have gotten in everywhere. So one thing, Jermaine, are they racist? So I said this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. So when I'm back in San Francisco, I notice a lot of times from people that are non-black, like I get this look where they are afraid of me. Like I can see it in their eyes, right? I can see it like they're afraid of me. Like they don't know if I'm gonna do something to them. I see that constantly in San Francisco. Every single day, all the time, I see it in San Francisco. I have not experienced that one time here. So that lets me know something that they're not afraid of me, and I would say that it doesn't seem like people are racist. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, it doesn't at all. I mean, some places I go to, I can say that like, yeah, maybe I don't want to be here in this skin, but not exactly here. Like I really haven't. No, I haven't had any problems like that at all. Actually, Melbourne is pretty chill. SF is diverse and liberal, but that doesn't stop people from being afraid of dark-skinned people. But also San Francisco has a very large homeless population, and you know, I'm always out skateboarding, and I don't necessarily dress like I work in an office building, and I don't necessarily shave all the time. So people can possibly mistake me for being homeless. So maybe that's part of it, but I've also heard this from other black people that look nice, like a lot nicer than me. Oh, Niven in Queensland. It's known as the weed capital of Australia. I'm definitely going there. Definitely going there. You guys, you're gonna see some weed vlogs on here. I'm for real. Like I don't care. I'm gonna upload them shots. Yo, what they gonna do? Keep me in the airport? Yeah, hipsters does it. Hipsters do the comments. Well, I just say that. I don't know why I say that, but I don't know. My phone is freaking gonna die, so let's go pull out that external charger. Cause I want to keep going. Dude, this freaking thing, this charger has saved me so many times. Oh my gosh. My backpack is so heavy. Like, I've been working on so many YouTube videos. So I had like so much crap in here right now. Crazy. Shit. Oh my gosh, someone just poked the hell out of my finger. I think it was my crochet hook. Where is this friggin'... Okay, here's the cord. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to set the phone down 1 second, okay? Oh my gosh, where is it? Oh my gosh. You said go to a meetup? It's weird because I actually know, like, I know at least like 15 people in Australia. Like, literally, 15 people here. And I've only seen one person, and I think that's probably the only person I'm gonna see this whole trip. Because people are just really busy, like people work, and like I know like 5 people in this city right now. And it's like, yeah, I'm working. I'm glad that you came to Australia, but maybe we can hang out. Like, I'm like, really? You know how many countries I go to where I don't know anybody? And then I come here and I know. No, it's just not working out. Let's see. This is my iPhone 6, so 6S. So I can charge it at the same time while talking. Like can you guys hear me? Let's just make sure this is charging. Yes, this is charging. Did you see the class action lawsuit against DoorDash stealing tips? I did, but for the most part, I haven't did that many DoorDash deliveries. I only did probably less than 10 DoorDash deliveries, yeah. Like, DoorDash really wasn't my thing. I'm more big on caviar. Your country sponsor you to visit? Yes, so I'm actually working on like 2 countries right now. Not necessarily the country, but like companies within the country. Like usually tour groups, that's how it works. Like you contact a tour group and usually it goes like this. Like you contact a hotel, you contact a tour group. And you get the hotel to, fund your hotel and the food. And then you also get the tour group to pay for your flights and pay for you getting around the country. And in return, you promote the tour group and you promote the hotel via YouTube. And that's pretty much how it works. Some of these comments have me. I'm using data. Like, data's really cheap for here. Like, $10, 35 gigs. How do you get money for so many trips? I just save money and I make money on the internet. You can do it. It takes time. The other day I was thinking about, like, how much longer do I want to keep doing this? Like, how much longer do I want to do this? And then now, caviar is way more legit. Yeah, I like caviar more. Yeah, I was thinking, like, how much longer do I want to do this? Like, I kind of want to just go back home and, like, have an apartment in the city and, like, sleep and not have to carry a heavy backpack. Like, I was thinking about that. I always have a freaking backpack because I'm always traveling, I always gotta have a computer, I always gotta have this. And if I lived in a place, like, I wouldn't need it, I could just leave it at home, right? Just not travel, like, just hang out at home. Yeah, sponsors pay it frequently. So a lot of the sponsors, like, the sponsors I'm trying to go after now, they're not gonna pay me money. But what they'll do is they'll give me something that I don't have to pay for, and in return I can promote that and then make a profit off of that. So, see how that works? Nairobi. grass is always greener, man. I have some home and family here, but your lifestyle seems amazing to me. Get lost in a new country sounds great. Hey man, are you able to? It's awesome you are able to do this for me. The anxiety and it's from my hometown. I like free hotel rooms. Yes. Can you? Apple if you use the products. No, Apple is like that's one company that even some of the big people that promote like iPhones and stuff like that, Apple doesn't even talk to them because they know that people are gonna buy their products. They don't need people to promote it. But don't get me wrong, they still have people promoting it, but they're like, I don't exactly know. Do you ever skate without the battery? What do you mean do I ever skate? Do I ever like ride the skateboard with the battery off? Is that what you're trying to say? No, I don't do that. Like if there's no battery on there, I'm not gonna ride it. Because as big as those wheels are, like let's say if you're on a hill with no battery, as big as those wheels are, you're gonna pick up speed like crazy, yo. Like you'll hurt yourself. Where are you now? I'm in Melbourne. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. No, I'm not in Sydney. Sydney's pretty chill though. I mean, if it was that bad, I would just leave, you know? So, you want to talk about cheap food? So last night I went to the casino because there's like a casino really close, and there was they had all these American restaurants, and there was like McDonald's next to a KFC next to a Subway. So I walked in and I was just gonna get Subway, like a Subway sandwich, because it's you can just have veggies and that's totally cool. But then I saw oh, you're in China. You must be using a VPN. And then I saw this the sign at I'm tired. I saw this sign at KFC that said Mountain Dew slushy for $1, $1 Australian. So I went and got a slushy, and then I went to KFC and got a sandwich or whatever. And then this morning, earlier today, I was checking the bank, like my bank account and stuff, and I looked and saw the charges, and I was like, whoa. In US dollars, it was like 71 cents for the drink, and it was like $4.50 for the sandwich. I was like, yo, that's like super cheap. Like, that's super cheap. You can't get anything in friggin' San Francisco for 70 cents. Not a drink, you know? Like, this is like a big, large slushie, and it costs 71 cents. Like, insane. There's Nordic VPN, but I use Express VPN. It really depends on what you're doing, because I hear some people say that like in China sometimes one works and then sometimes the other one doesn't work, and vice versa. Yes, being your own boss feels really, really good. Because you can do what you want. How do you eat so much but so thin? Oh, exercise. Exercise, you know? Go back to Europe. You seem more happy there. Because Europe's freaking awesome, yo. I mean, I don't want to make this negative. Like, I don't want people to think like I'm having the worst time here. But I'm definitely not having the greatest time. I'm definitely not having the greatest time. I'm gonna like try to go look up some meetups now. When do you go back to Johannesburg? In March. I actually went to Morocco after I traveled to Manchester, UK. Okay, so VPNs, there are a couple free VPNs out there, but how VPNs work is off of the servers. So some servers are like better than others, you know, and with some VPNs you have way more servers to choose from. The free VPNs you have less servers, I think with ExpressVPN, you have like, it's over 100 different servers. So you can literally say, you can like say like I'm in this country or I'm in that country. Like here, I haven't really been using the VPN that much. Like if I'm in Starbucks and I'm like ordering something on the internet, like I'll cut my VPN on, so that way when I enter my credit card number in, it would be very difficult to hack. And then when I cut my VPN on here, I'll usually just have it linked to Los Angeles, so that way it'll think I'm in the U.S. I guess I could do it for Hawaii, because Hawaii is much closer than Los Angeles, but I was just using Los Angeles. Or New Zealand would be pretty close too. But you just want to have it, it doesn't necessarily have to be that far away. If I'm in Melbourne, I can just have it set for Sydney, you know, the VPN. I definitely show the real side of traveling. Well, I notice that a lot of people on YouTube don't. Like, a lot of people don't. They don't. Like, it's all like, oh, I'm just having a great time, like, all the time. And for the most part, dude, I am having a really good time, but not all the time. Like, not all the time. Like, no, not all the time. So when I go to Joburg, I'll probably not stay in Joburg. I'll probably just bounce right out of Joburg. Because yeah, I'll probably just go right out of Joburg. Have you ever considered van life since you travel so much in the U.S.? Interesting. So when I get back to San Francisco, I'm actually going to live in a van. Like literally, I'm going to live in a van. But the only problem, well, not a van, it's more of an RV. But the only problem about living in an RV in the Bay Area is you can't park in the city. Meaning that I'm going to have to commute to the city every day. Which is not the worst thing in the world. But it definitely adds an extra step. With van, I'm actually gonna be crashing with a YouTube subscriber, so we'll see how that goes. I've known this YouTube subscriber for like more than a year. We've hung out quite a bit in San Francisco. This guy actually moved from New York because he saw how much money you can make in San Francisco, and he saw how chill it was living in San Francisco. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'll have more people to chill with. One thing I've noticed about San Francisco, since I've been traveling more, I feel that there's that weird guy that likes to stare at me. He just came over here and stared at me again. Fucker. One thing hello. Some people don't speak at all, you know? I was like, hello, and she didn't even say anything. She just looked dead at me. I don't get it. Like, maybe I'm just, am I intimidating or am I scary or something? Did I say hello wrong or something like that? I don't know. But that girl wasn't Australian. She is from probably somewhere in Europe. Like, there's no Australians staying here at this place. Well, he knows I'm not talking to myself because I'm holding a phone in my hand, and a lot of people are walking around here, you know, FaceTiming and live streaming. So he's no fool. He knows what I'm doing. Go to a pub. I think I will do that. When you were on the back of that truck and lost in Africa countryside, I was afraid for you and me. You see, that's why I ain't going to no countryside in no freaking Australia. At least not by myself. Oh, thanks a lot, Marty. Thanks a lot. After that, no rent. You can still travel. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yo. People don't get it. Like, I don't really pay rent. Like, when I'm in San Francisco, I like crash on someone's couch and like I give them money. But then when I'm not there, guess what? I'm not paying anybody any money except for the hostel that I'm staying at. And these hostels are like freaking cheaper than what I'd be paying in San Francisco. Why did you go to Australia anyway? I went to Australia because I met this girl in South Africa and she's like, yo, you should come check out Australia. And Australia it's a continent I've never been to, so I really want to check it out. And also, Australia is continent number 6. The girl that I met from South Africa, I saw her like once, and yeah, she's like really busy with work, you know. So, you know, she works like 12 hours a day, like 6 days in a row. So it's pretty difficult to hang out when someone works 6 days in a row and they have one day off. What are they gonna do on their day off? They're probably gonna do stuff that they need to do. Like, and not hang out with me, you know. And I noticed a lot of people live far too. Because I was talking to one friend and he's like, yeah, man, I'm like pretty close. And he told me the little town he lived in, and I looked it up on Google Maps, and it's like a 2.5 hour train ride away. And I'm thinking, you don't live very close? 2.5 hour train ride. And you have to take like 3 trains, you know? And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Like, when are you in the city, you know? Like, when do you come up here? Let's hang out when you get this way. No, so when I was in South Africa, I met someone. Or I met someone in Colombia. No, maybe South America probably later this year because I haven't really been to South America. You know, but for the most part, like, I don't I don't want to necessarily say that they're rude. Like in Sydney, they're rude. But then at the same time, in New York, you can easily say people are rude just because it's just fast paced, you know? Like, you can just easily say that, you know? I don't necessarily want to say Australians are rude because when I hung out with the skateboarders, right? We did a skateboard meetup in Sydney. Skateboard meetup was epic, yo. I had so much fun. It was tons of people came out. That video will come out Sunday in the US. So Sunday, that's when the skateboarding video will come out. You guys will see it. It's like a 15-minute video skateboarding around Sydney with a whole bunch of other Aussies, and that was a lot of fun. But that was only for one day. I had a blast. That was like definitely my favorite day since I've been here. And I thought in Melbourne it would be some scene that would go out and ride, but I really haven't found any scene here that people go out and ride. I've only seen like 2 electric skateboards in Melbourne. So I haven't really seen that many. And someone told me that like they have a big skating scene here, like, and they said you'll see a lot of electric scooters and a lot of electric bikes, and definitely seen electric bikes, but no, not really any electric scooters. How do you identify with travel, national or citizen? What do you mean national or citizen? I don't get that. Australia is more similar to the US than Europe. Yes. It's a hybrid of Canada, US, and Europe. Yes. I would definitely agree. We would definitely. It's not very European though. I mean, it can be certain things can be very British, or certain things can be very British, but I wouldn't say it's European. It's more like, I would say it's like more like American or so. In the UK, you can't ride on the road. You can't ride on the pavement. Oh, you can't? But it kind of makes sense because there's way more people. Like London's way more crowded. Like way more crowded than like here. Are you asking for a boyfriend? More Asians ever in Europe ever will be. Yeah, there's a very, very, very large Asian community here. He is asking, what is your social political status? I'm very liberal. Have you seen a koala bear? No, I haven't seen any koala bears. I'm running from the cigarettes. Yes. Jermaine, please answer my question. Let me see what your question was. At 12:36 a.m. I can't go back to 12:36 in this video. That's like way too up there. What's for dinner? So I went to this Thai restaurant and pretty much I'll tell you about my eating schedule. This is probably why I'm spending less money here in Australia than I did in South Africa. And remember, Australia is much more expensive than South Africa. So this morning I woke up, maybe got out of bed at like 9, right? And I had ramen noodles and coffee, right? And then from there I went to the library. Went on a skate ride, went to the library, did some stuff on the computer, and then went for a nice long ride. to this Asian restaurant called Vegan Hut. Vegan Hut, I ordered a crap load of food. I spent like 30 Australian dollars. I don't know what that is in the US. Someone do the math, but yeah, I got a bunch of food, right? I got these soy wings, these cauliflower wings. They taste completely horrible. And the fried rice was pretty decent, so I have plenty of fried rice for later, so that'll definitely be my dinner. Why do your AirPods have cords? So I don't buy the actual AirPods because since I skateboard, I don't want to crash and it comes flying out of my ear, so I just use the wired ones. Have you seen the massive flying monkeys, bats at dusk? They are scared the shit out of me when I was there. Have definitely seen bats, yo. I've definitely seen freaking bats. And people would be like, I don't know, I was like on a rooftop and someone was like, look. I was like, oh, holy crap, there's bats. Probably the coolest people I met here, the coolest people were Brits, for sure. I hung out with a bunch of girls from the UK. That was a lot of fun. This happened at a hostel one night. This is one night that actually was a lot of fun. So it was raining, so everyone went to the rooftop, and I was sharing a room with these 3 girls from the UK, and we just got wasted one night. Like, we were drinking lots of goon. They were really, really awesome, and somehow I videoed and I filmed and forgot that the footage was on my camera, and I was looking at it later, so I made a video out of it. So that video is going to come out later, you know? Yeah, Brits are very, very nice. When the big booty black women I haven't seen like any black women really. Like very few. You definitely see more black men than women, and you don't see many black people in general. So that's really how that game goes. Do you date older women? I've definitely dated I've dated more older women than I have women my age. And I've dated very few women that are younger than me. I typically like to date like older people because they can relate with me more. Because, I don't know, I kind of grew up really fast, you know? I think that's probably why I don't talk to young people that much. I mean, I do, because like in South Africa, everybody I talk to is my age or younger. But usually, where's the merch? I don't know. I have to work on the merch. Cuddle with a koala bear. Dude, you ever gonna sell merch? I will sell merch. Where are the hood rats at in Melbourne? So, yesterday I was riding through, I went to the one vegan restaurant. And I want to say this was like the projects in Melbourne, yo. Because I saw hella folks out, like, I saw like a bunch of, like, you know how you see people and they just don't look like they're doing good? I saw a bunch of folks looking like that in this neighborhood, and I thought to myself, yo, this would probably be the part of town where you would find some weed at, you know? Jermaine looking for a sugar mama down under. No, sugar mama's down here. Where the South African women at? I don't know. They're not here, yo. I can travel with you one day. I'm leaving school this year and want a life opportunity. Want to visit the world. In the 3 countries. Yes, you should do it. I'm a white girl and I think you're cute. Oh, wow. Did you have a bad experience during immigration at the airport? No, immigration at the airport was very simple and very easy. The immigration here, there's 2 ways you can go. You can declare items or you can not declare items. So if you not declare items, it's hit or miss. They'll let you go, or they'll stop you and do a bag search. If you declare items, you tell them what you have, right? Usually when you declare items, these are things that are okay to bring into the country. Me, I brought a bunch of candy from the U.S., like chocolate, like dark chocolate from Trader Joe's, and I also brought crybabies. You know the candy crybabies? I brought those because they're actually vegan. And I actually still have plenty of chocolate and plenty of crybabies left. And since those are in a plastic wrapper, it's totally fine to enter the country with it. Things that they don't want you to enter the country with is like stuff like fruit, things like wood that hasn't been treated, things that can contaminate certain things, like live animals and stuff like that, or meat that is not properly, or meat that's raw meat. They don't want you to bring raw meat. Usually, it's a lot of like a lot of people from China. They have a lot of problems with immigration because a lot of people from China want to bring stuff from China that they can't find here, and it may be like raw pork, or it may be raw cow intestines or something like that, or like raw pig testicles or something. They want to bring something weird into the country, and the Australians are like, oh fuck no, you ain't bringing that over here, yo. We're gonna throw that away in the airport, put it in an incinerator or something, because they don't want to bring diseases, But if you just bring candy like in a plastic wrapper, or stuff like that, you're pretty chill. Next up, Jermaine, visit all 50 states. Let's go to Australia first, or a raw dog. Yeah, they don't want no raw dogs. It's the same way in the U.S. Like, you come to the U.S. and try to bring some pig intestines or some goat testicles or something. No, they ain't gonna let you bring that shit in America. Yeah, it's the same way over here. They're like, we don't want them diseases in our country, yo. I dream one day I will be with you on an e-board. Man, you coming to Melbourne? I'm in Melbourne right now. I'm bored, yo. You in Melbourne? You wanna hang out? Let's go drink. Let's go drink. I mean, I have been drinking, like, definitely, but I've noticed, like, when I go out to bars, like, it's like, okay, I'm here by myself. I got stoned and drunk, and I still been from 8 hours ago. Seeing love, come visit Liverpool, England. So definitely, there are more plans to go back to the UK because I still haven't went to Wales, and I still haven't went to Island of Eve, and these are two countries that technically are countries, and I haven't been to yet. How American would you say Australia is? I mean, I would say it's very American. And what I mean by American, I'm talking about the way things are, the way the streets are, the way the buildings are, the way the attitudes are of the people, the way, I mean, you go to, like, the way you go to supermarkets, like in Europe, they have supermarkets, but the markets are typically smaller, Here, oh man, it's big, yo. Do they have the accent? They do have the accent, and I think the accent is like hot because I used to watch this lady on YouTube a lot named Freely the Banana Girl, and she is from Australia, and I just love her voice. But I don't really hear that accent much here. Like, everybody's from somewhere else. Like, I don't really hear that Australian accent as much. Like, when I go to a bar, it's just people from other countries. Like, it's not. Maybe if I go to an Aussie bar, but then if I went to an Aussie bar, like, where am I gonna find an Aussie bar? Like, do I just walk up? Like, by myself? Like yeah, Aussie bar. Like, what's your next country to visit? Next country? It sounds just like America, right? Yeah, that's an American sound. Most other countries, especially in Europe, it just sounds different. It's like, it just makes a different sound. Are you at Backpackers in King Street? I'm not gonna say what place I'm at, but if you're here and you want to hang out, I would say like DM me on Instagram, and I'll definitely check my Instagrams. Do you know much about the Aboriginals, our history? I don't know much about it. I don't. I don't. Maybe when I go to northern Australia, I'll find out a little bit more, but no, like, I just don't know much about it. Is the emergency number in Australia the same too? That's a good question. I have no idea what the emergency number is in Australia. Maybe I'll look that up. Well, actually, I don't want to be too nosy. What's 30 Australian dollars to US dollar? Maybe I'll just ask this too. 30 Australian dollars to US dollars. Oh, so $21.43. That's not that bad. I know where you are. I'll see you soon. You know where I am? Really? Come hang out, like, for real. I'll be down. Come stay in your attic in NYC. So I will definitely be going to New York this summer. I'm not gonna stay. You know, last summer, no, last summer I stayed for 1 month or 3 weeks or something like that. The year before I stayed for like 3 months. I'm not gonna stay 3 months, but I'll probably try to stay 2 months. I need advice, bro. Like, what do I do when you're in a country by yourself? Because I'm planning to travel, but my mates aren't. Like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I do in a country. Usually, this is what happens. I'll go stay at hostels and I'll meet other people. That is usually what happens. Like, this is why I stay in hostels, because it's easy to meet other people. In a country like this, I haven't met like very few people. Like the British girls in one of the hostels I stayed in. The first hostel I stayed in was just, I didn't, like literally everyone that was staying there was working. So I can't really hang out with anybody because everybody's working in the daytime and stuff like that. And also I would notice that like at night you would see so many people there, but then at 9 o'clock in the morning you would see no one there. And it's like a ghost town. Like, damn, where did everybody go? So, yeah, I don't know. I was going somewhere to with that. I did smell weed. And there's tons of people smoking weed up here. What do you think about the American airline carrier services? Well, I'm more a fan of the European airlines. But, I mean, it could just be hit or miss. I really like Delta a lot. Delta just never goes anywhere that I'm going at the price that I want to pay. So I just don't really do Delta unless I'm in the US. But usually, like traveling abroad, Delta is like way more expensive. Do you think Australians have a strong or weak cultural identity? I don't really know because like I said, I haven't really met that many Australians. Like, I've been hanging out with like British, you know, Virgin Atlantic. I like Virgin Atlantic too. I think my favorite right now is probably British Airways, and that's kind of bad for me to say because they have some really old airplanes. Like, I like 787s, and I don't think British Airways. I don't think they have too many 787s. Also, how do you pay? Okay. Oh, so I was answering your question about what do you do in a country. So in this country, what I'm doing, it's it's actually working out. Basically, I wake up early, you know, have tea, make sure I spend an hour having tea to make the time go by, and then I'll go skateboard, make some videos, and then I'll go edit, and that's pretty much how I keep myself busy. I just skateboard and edit and skateboard and edit and skateboard and edit, and before I know the day's almost over with. And it's just one more day down. Now, if I like met some super cool people, things would be different because I'd probably be running around exploring, doing something different, maybe partying, maybe getting to know other people. But, you know, sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's not. Bro, did you file your taxes yet? I'm actually working on my taxes now. Oh, thanks, Marty, for the super chat. I'm actually working on my taxes now. Like, not like right now, but I brought my taxes with me to Australia. Like, a boatload of receipts, yo. Like, oh my gosh. Here's a random question. Why does it cost so much to fly to Tallahassee from San Francisco? Oh, because it's probably because of the airport. The smaller the airport, the more expensive the flights typically are. Yeah. They feed a ton of good food. Trump just declared a state of emergency. What do you think about that? I think it's bullshit. I think that we don't need to build a wall. I think that it's not that big of a threat having illegals come into the U.S. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. Even when you see women having 10 kids in the U.S., it's not bad because you know why? Americans aren't having kids. So if Americans aren't having kids, in 20 years, who is going to be working and paying taxes to support the country? It's going to be whoever is having kids. And if we have illegals come from South America, and they come to the U.S. and they have 10 kids, in 20 years, those 10 kids are going to have jobs in America and they're going to be paying taxes. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think that there's a lot of ignorance in the U.S. with the media, and, you know, it's very scary that, you know, we don't want illegals taking our jobs. And yeah, you know, I don't think it's as bad as they say it is. It's the media. It's political, you know. It's a politic thing, you know. It's how people get elected. When you say that you don't like a certain group of people, and you have a country with all these people that don't like the same amount of people, there you have it. You make those people happy. Someone has to pay for those kids today. This is true, but, you know, I'm going to say something else. Check this out. In the U.S., do you know the U.S. government roughly invests about $100,000 into every U.S. citizen? Yeah, $100,000. And how this works is when you're born, like let's say you're born in the U.S., you know, you go to school, like public school. Okay, when you're born, let's say you're born and you're not rich, chances are you're probably going to be born in a government hospital, government funded. You know, your parents will receive maybe government assistance, okay? And then from there, you're going to go to school, right? You're going to get shots, which is going to be help from the government. You may have health insurance, which is going to be from the government. You're going to go to school from kindergarten through 12th grade, and most places it costs about, I think, $7,000 a year to educate one child in an American school, okay? Anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000 a year. So by the time you're 18, the government has invested $100,000 into you. Now, if you go on and, you know, become some developer at Google and you make $100,000, now you're going to be paying 39% taxes, 39% tax, right? So now the government's going to get $39,000 back out of you. So if you grow up and get a good job in 3 years, the government could possibly get all the money that they invested out of you. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. How do you pay for illegal immigrants? You have to, the same way you pay for American citizens that are born. Same exact way. The same exact way. I mean, traveling the world wakes you up, yo. Like, it wakes you up. It wakes you up. It does. And I know a lot of people, like, disagree with immigration, but, like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for it because I'm just all for it. I'm not saying that we should just open the borders and let anyone walk into the country. It's not what I said. But for us to just, like, shut down the borders, I think that's a horrible idea. The world does have borders. Been to 42 countries in 6 years. The U.S. has some solid ups. Yeah. I'm in Melbourne. Illegal immigrants do jobs like cleaning and construction. Yes. Yeah. I mean, not all construction jobs, you know. I mean, in San Francisco, I don't see too many illegals doing construction jobs. A lot of people I see in San Francisco are, you know, Americans doing construction jobs. But if you go to, you know, restaurants or hotels, you know, that might be a different story. I don't think the super rich really care about helping poor Americans versus the rest of the world, neither from their class. That's very true. Did you rent a car when traveling? I've never rented a car outside of the U.S. You know, believe it or not, I'm gonna actually get to that point where I'm gonna have to do it because certain countries you go to, it's just easier to rent a car. So there will be that time where I have to rent a car, just like it will be that time where I'll need shots to go to certain countries, and that is coming up very, very soon. You will not know that there are illegals working in small countries. Yes, there are so many illegals. Like, just go to hotels. I used to work at a few hotels in Santa Barbara. I swear, all the hotels I worked at in Santa Barbara, pretty much all of the people that work there, the housekeeping, only the housekeeping, they're all illegal. They're all, pretty much they're all. That is how it is. The manager may not be illegal, but the people that actually, like the ones that clean the sheets, they're all illegal. And people aren't stupid. Like, everybody knows it. Like, the general manager knows it. Like, general manager, none of these people speak English. Like, you don't even speak English, so you're obviously not from here. but no one is gonna stop them. Like no one is saying like let's kick them out. Like everybody is just chill with it. They're like they just came to work just like I came to work, you know. Bro, you seem like you're having fun. I can't wait to be your age. How old are you? Because I'm 32. I'm actually getting old. Someone keeps slamming that door. Or you pissed off. Everyone is lazy. Jermaine, do you ever hang out in Lower Haight? I don't really hang out in Lower Haight. I'll actually tell you guys, I hang out a lot in the Castro. And if you guys know, the Castro is the gay area in San Francisco. I hang out a lot in Castro. But I'm usually there at certain times. Like, you're never going to find me there on a Saturday night or a Friday night. But you probably will find me there on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday from the hours of 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's about it. Like, and usually, why do I go to the gay area at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.? Because there's a couple different bars that I go to. Well, actually, there's one bar I go to all the time. And at 4 o'clock, there's no one there. There's no one there. And I usually go there, like, have a drink or two, charge a skateboard, you know, hang out, edit videos, just chill, just take it easy, you know. And there's never anybody there, you know. Every now and then, there's like this one dude that comes in that I've known from a hotel that I worked at in this hotel in Union Square I used to work at. There's this one guy that comes in every once in a while, but then usually there's no one there. Why do I hang out in the Castro? I don't know. It's just super chill. It is a gay place, but it's also it's not like uptight. Like it's not like snobbish like the Mission District can kind of be, and it's also not snobbish like the Marina can be. It's very, very chill. I wish I was born in America. Oh man, the more I travel, the more I appreciate being born in the U.S. Like I don't think many Americans even realized how nice, how much of a privilege it is to be born in the U.S. I think very few Americans realize it. You really have to go places and see what people don't have to realize how good you really have it, you know? So yeah, that's, and this is one reason why I want more people to travel. Oh, you're Australian. Well, I mean, you're from a rich country, you know? But I understand things are a little bit different in Australia versus the US. Like, I know laws are very, very different. Like, we can get away with so many more things in the US. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, you're English, so you're from the UK. You know that you are to have a field day. No, yeah, I guess so. I am gonna have a field day. They have free healthcare here in Australia, really? I know they have free healthcare in the UK. I had a friend. I had a friend in the UK. He got like drunk one night and he fell and like hit his head and like cut his head open. And he went to the hospital. And this guy's like from the US. He went to the hospital and he just like told him like blah, 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 blah. And they were like, "You have any paperwork or anything?" And he didn't give him his he didn't give a passport, he didn't give an ID, he didn't give anything. He gave a fake name, he gave a fake address, he gave everything fake. And the next day he just got up and left the hospital. And they, you know, stitched him up and he just got up and left. And they said, "Oh yeah, you're free to go." And that was it. Like, he didn't, like, that was all he heard from them because he gave off false information. And I guess he said it was free, you know? And I was like, really? Oh yeah, gay bars are super relaxed, especially when there's nobody in the gay bar. And also, like, the bartenders all know me because I've been going to the same place for, like, a little bit. And, like, now, since, like, lately, it seems like my life in San Francisco is changing because it's like now a lot of people in San Francisco are looking up to me. A lot of people in San Francisco are starting to think that I'm pretty damn cool because of the things that I've been doing and the places I've been going and the traveling I've been doing. I've noticed the last couple times I've been back, especially this last time I've been back, just when people realize that, like, wow, you do this much traveling, like it like people that see me all the time, because like I go places and I go to the same places and I see the same people all the time, but they don't know about me. Like they don't know what I do. They don't know that, you know, I'm a YouTuber. They just see like me, and then all of a sudden I'm not around for a month, or I'm not around for 2 months, and then I'm back again, and then, you know, this last time I was back, a lot of people were like, "Yo, where you been?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was in such and such," and they're like, "Oh, really? What are you doing over there?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I make YouTube videos and I travel." And they're like, "You do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually going to Australia next week." I'm like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I think things are like changing. Like when I'm going to the Bahamas this year, 'cause my mom brought up there. I'm going to the East Coast. Did you ever stay? Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you ever stay in a capsule hotel? I stayed in one in Singapore. Sydney, nice overall, or you prefer Melbourne? Melbourne looks really cool. It looks cooler than Sydney, yo. Like this, like when you just sit back and look at the buildings, they look sick, yo. You want to see a sick building right now? Look at this. This is gonna give away my location, but look at this. Look at this building, yo. Like, okay, that's the parking garage, right? Look at that, yo. Look how sick that building is. There's so many structures like that around here. And like, all of that is like parking. Like, I don't know, they got some cool looking buildings, yo. Like, literally the coolest buildings I've seen. Like, right here. Yeah, like, it's so sick, yo. So I was gonna go to Perth on this trip, but I think I'm gonna actually, since I have a 1 year, like 1 year visa or something. It's like electronic. I'm gonna go to Perth probably when I leave South Africa. Like when I'm back in Southeast Asia, I'll just fly over to Perth for a couple days. Yeah, I know. Like now, like things are really starting to change in the Bay. You are still using the app where you can ask questions and advice. Yes, I'm still using the app. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna head to the Gold Coast next. Don't worry, I will. Cool. Wow. That's a hella building, bro. I guess no earthquake problem. I don't know. That's a good question. Do they have earthquakes in Australia? That's a really good question. I never even thought about earthquakes here. I would imagine they do have earthquakes because it's the Pacific Rim. They closed down the Daily Planet in Melbourne. Oh, they did? You prefer Sydney? I kind of like Sydney more. Just for getting around, but I also spent more time in Sydney, so I got to know Sydney a little bit more. Dude, there's so many buildings that are sick. So I've been sightseeing all day. You guys, I don't think you guys get it. Like, I wake up and just go skateboarding like all day, like in different neighborhoods and like different areas. Like, that's pretty much what I do. And I'm just like, wow, look at that. Like, yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, South Africa is so much fun. No, I'm not in Africa right now. I'm in Australia. Jermaine been watching you skate between two buses. I went to get a life insurance policy on you. Maybe you should, because someone can make some money off me when I get crushed by two buses. So I think I'm gonna make a video talking about like electric skateboarding safety tips, because I think a lot of people are like really freaked out when they watch my videos. But like there's certain techniques I use to like, or not necessarily techniques, but I pay attention to lights a lot. That's why I like cut through cars like that. And when I see people walking across the street, that's when I'm cutting through cars. If I don't see anybody walking across that street, I'm not gonna cut through cars. But if I am cutting through cars, there's still a strategy of how you, if the cars start moving and you're in between the cars, what you have to do is get from in between the cars and get in front of a car and then make your way over. That's the trick. But yeah, there's definitely a strategy to that, and it looks pretty dang scary sometimes. Oh, my bad. Did I get really loud? Oh, the door slam. Is it really, really loud? Did you fly? I actually took the train because I was gonna stay in Sydney like another couple of days, but then I woke up that morning and I was like, yo, let's just take the train. So I took the train to Melbourne, took the train overnight, and that was a trip. Yeah. I only brought one battery. I brought one battery because I didn't want to get two batteries confiscated. So I brought one battery and it worked. And also, if I would have brought two batteries, I probably would have brought two chargers, and that's just more weight. I've been to England, but what does your mom think about your travel? I think my mom is like over it. Like most people in my family want me to move back home and get a house for some reason. I think I know why that is. I don't think that's necessarily for me. I think that's for other people in the family. I don't want to go back home because there is nothing to do. There's stuff to do, but just the fast life that I've been living, I'm not going to be living that back home. You know? I'm not going to be living that back home. Nope. I can't be doing that. You know, me waking up being happy every day because I'm free, I'm not going to be doing that. You know, when I have to deal with family situations, you know, that I don't want to deal with. Like, I don't want to hear all these crazy stories about people. Like, I don't want to hear about that crazy shit. You know, like that's why I live my life now, because my life is not full of drama. And I'm not saying that my family is full of drama, but you know what I mean when you get around family. Like, it's not, you know. Basically, I'm just gonna say it like this. You know what they say, y'all. You know what they say. They say friends are better than family. That's what they say. And you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. They say friends are better than family. I mean, I will settle down, but just not right now. Maybe in like 2 years. Ever worried of getting kidnapped in one of these countries? No, because number one, why would they want to kidnap me? I'm not rich. I'm not some beautiful blue-eyed blonde girl, you know? I'm just an ugly motherfucker. Like, why would they want to kidnap me, you know? No, I don't really worry about that. I'm more freaked out about stuff like that in the US than I am in other countries. I'm more afraid of so many things in the US than I am in other countries. I'm afraid of getting killed by the police in America just because I'm black. Like, I'm afraid of so many things in America just because of the way I see how things happen to other people, and I say, well, if it can happen to them, it could probably happen to me. You know, but when I'm outside the US, I feel much more different. So is Antarctica the continent you haven't been to yet? Yeah, but I don't really, Antarctica is a continent, but it's not really how my travel is. Even in Seattle. Friends are better than family word, yep. How old are you? I'm 32. Met any... No, I haven't heard any horror stories. Friends, close to family. Are you going to do if you knock up a chick? What are you gonna do if you knock up a chick from another country? I don't know. It really depends. It really depends. Like honestly, if I actually meet somebody in another country, like I would be quick to like if I like met somebody and I really like them, I would be quick to like marry them, because I don't like there is no, not quick, like not like, oh, let's get married next month, but like I would not mind marrying someone from outside the US. Like I totally would not mind doing it, because when I'm back home, when I think of what I got to compete with, you know, versus out here, no. But then I would totally marry someone back home too. But marrying a foreigner, no, that would be totally down my alley, yo. Have you ever had a bad experience in a hostel? Pretty much all of my bad experiences were here, and they weren't really bad, but they were just like, you know, just a bunch of like lame people, but not really anything bad. Like, you know, maybe this weird guy that's like, you know, checking me out constantly, but I don't even really call that a bad experience. you'll be a dual citizen. I think it depends on what country though, what country they're from. And chances are I'll probably marry someone from a country that wouldn't really have a strong passport, you know. Unless I married someone from Switzerland, but marrying someone from Switzerland is not that many people from Switzerland, you know. You hate being English, boring. Have you been to Barbados? I haven't been to Barbados. What do you think of England? I freaking love England. England's my second favorite country. No, my third favorite country. I love the freaking UK. I mean, everybody speaks English, and I love that British English. Like, I think it's so beautiful, especially coming from the US. They will marry you for that green card, though. You would think so, but for the most part, not necessarily. I haven't really ran across anybody that's down to do that. Like, I think that happens less than most people think. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, people marry for the green card all the time, but I haven't met anybody that, like, has been into me for a green card. Like, no. Because you gotta think, you got all these Europeans that travel more than Americans. And Europeans have really good passports too, so, you know. I see Jermaine saying just block the girl on Facebook. I might try an American girl, you know, for a green card. Yeah, you should try. What is your first and second favorite country? First is South Africa, second will be Israel. Would you ever move abroad permanently? Probably not, because I really love the US. I still like my country. I don't really know any place I'd really want to go to though. Singapore has a good passport. Singapore and Japan. I don't know which one has the best passport, but it's one of those countries. It may be Singapore. But I know Japan has a very strong passport too. Like, I can't remember which one. I think they're right at neck and neck. And I think the American passport this year lost a few countries, like at the beginning of this year. I think now we need a visa to travel to like Turkmenistan or Kyrgyzstan, one of those countries. Last year we didn't need a visa, but now we do. So it's like one less country. And it could be other countries that are saying no to the US. It's 1:30, it's 1:20. Yeah, I'm like freezing right now. I just have, you know, shorts on and knee pads on, and yeah, I'm starting to get cold. Do the older ladies want to buy you clothes? I don't know, maybe they do. Have you ever joined the Mile High Club? So I've never actually had sex on a plane, but I've definitely received oral on a plane, but that's not exactly sex on a plane. I remember when it happened like years ago. I was 20 years old, and I was dating a 31-year-old, and we were flying to Memphis, to my hometown, right? This is when I was living in Santa Barbara. And we're on this flight, and we're sitting in the very back seat. And, dude, I was dating this older chick, and, bro, she was a freak. Like, only thing she wanted to do was literally have sex, like, all the time. So I remember we're on the plane, and she was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna suck your dick on the plane, you know? And I was like, cool, dude, yeah, that's freaking awesome. So I remember we're on the plane, and she's literally giving me head on the plane, and there is a guy sitting across, and he watched the entire time. He watched the entire time. Like, I was sitting in the window seat. The seat configurations was this. It was 2 seats, and it was 2 seats. I was sitting in the window seat. She was sitting in the side seat. And I saw this guy looking, and I didn't want to tell her, because if I would have told her, she wouldn't have did it, you know? So I just didn't say anything, and she did it, you know? And he just watched the whole time. It was like some business guy, like in his 50s or something. I'm just having the time of my life, yo. Because I'm looking out the window, I'm looking up, I'm looking at the screen, I'm running my fingers through her hair, you know. It lasted like 10 minutes. It's freaking pretty awesome, yo. It was pretty, and I guess he got a kick out of it too, you know. And it was a red-eye flight, by the way, so it was like dark on the plane. It wasn't like light at all, so it was pretty awesome, yo. But I totally want to do it. Like, if you ever want to have sex on a plane, yo, A330. A330, they have in the middle of the plane, the laboratory is huge. Like you can for real, you can like straight fuck in there, yo. Like you can get down, like for real. Especially if it's like a red eye flight and everyone's asleep, you can go in there and handle your business. Yeah, that's what I have to say. But like, it really depends on the plane. It has to be a big plane, yo. For real, it has to be. It can't be a small plane. It's got to be an international plane. It's got to be like a big joint. Like none of them little small planes. But yeah, did he get? I don't know. He did. But that's like the only time because I like never fly with anyone. Like the last time I flew with another person was. I always fly alone, so I can't remember the last time I flew with someone, and especially like a girlfriend. Like all the girlfriends I've had, we never like travel together. No, so when I dated Vanessa, we flew together, but we didn't. No, it was nothing like it. It just didn't work out. We had a different relationship, you know. Yeah, A330, yo. A330, probably a I'm trying to think. Because A330, that's Airbus, but on Boeing, I'm trying to think what's a good plane. Probably a 787. But all the laboratories are different. Like towards the front, in the middle, they're like bigger than they are in the back. Maybe I'll do that. I'll make a YouTube video about which airplanes are the best to get laid on. How do you ever meet like older women? I do meet older women. I meet older women a lot. Yeah. Jermaine, is that friend allowing you to crash on our couch and the girl will kick you out because Jermaine took over? Yeah. Oh, and a private jet would be dope. Okay, so guys, I am freezing. It's got to be like 13 right now, or maybe 55 degrees. Like, I'm like shaking now. I've only flown on one A380. I heard about that. That's kind of devastating. But you know, they're going to stop making the A380, but check this out. The last A380 they're going to make is going to be in 2020 or 2021. These planes will be around for a very long time because if you look at British Airways, they're still flying 747s, and those 747s are 30 years old. So in 2050, they're probably still going to be flying the A380s that they made in 2020. So they're not going to make the A380 anymore, but they're still going to be around, you know. But the problem is, like, how fast will they retire, you know? I really like A380s. It's like the best, like, one of the best planes I fly on. A380 or the 787 is my favorite aircraft, actually. I don't know how airlines would like that. And if I made a video talking about how to get laid on an airplane, I'm pretty sure no airline is ever going to let me fly on their plane for free. That door is really loud. So, guys, okay, I'm gonna have to go because, like, I'm literally, I got goosebumps running down my leg, and I really want to drink some wine. Did anyone give you shit for riding boosted board on the roads in Sydney? No, no one gave me shit. Like, even when I, like, rode in front of the fancy police car, you know, no one gave me shit. But I probably would have ran. Or I can't really run because, like, they would probably find me before I left the country. But, you know, I don't know what I would do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave because I'm freezing. I'm gonna eat some Thai food that I have left over. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment.